Hello, scholars! My name is Miss James, and I'm here to help you with your first grade skills lessons. Today, we're on Skills 2, Lesson 15. Our objectives for today are to read tricky words, distinguish between long vowel sounds and short vowel sounds, and read with purpose and understanding and answer some questions. Let's get started. I want you to get a blank piece of paper. You're going to write the tricky words as I say them, and then we'll check your work and see how you did. So go ahead and get a piece of paper you can write on. If you have a whiteboard and erase marker, you could use that too. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to give you the tricky word, and then I'm going to count down for 5 seconds while you write it. Then I'll write it, and you can check your answer. The first tricky word is he. Write the word he. Okay, he is spelled H-E. If you got it, thumbs up. If you didn't, that's okay. Write it down now, H-E. The next tricky word is she. 5 seconds on the clock. Write the word she. The word she is spelled S-H-E. If you got that, thumbs up. If not, that's okay. You can write it now. S-H-E, she. The next word is we. 5 seconds on the clock. We is spelled W-E. If you got it, thumbs up. If not, that's okay. You can write it now. We is W-E. Next word is be. 5 seconds on the clock for be. All right. Be is spelled B-E. If you got it right, thumbs up. If not, that's okay. You can write it now. B is spelled B-E. Next tricky word, me. 5 seconds on the clock. Me is spelled M-E. Thumbs up if you got it. If not, write the word now. M-E is me. Next tricky word, they. 5 seconds on the clock for they. They is spelled T-H-E-Y. They. Your next tricky word is their. Their, like that is their cat. Ready? 5 seconds on the clock. Write the word there. There is a tricky one. There is spelled T-H-E-I-R. Thumbs up if you got there. If not, that's okay. Write it now. Your next tricky word is my. 5 seconds on the clock. Write the word my. My is spelled M-Y. Thumbs up if you got that right. If not, you can write it now. 3 more tricky words. Our next tricky word is by. 5 seconds on the clock. Write the word by. By is spelled B-Y. Thumbs up if you got that one right. If not, you can write it now. 2 more words. Your next tricky word is you. 5 seconds on the clock. Write the word you. You is spelled Y-O-U. You. Thumbs up if you got that right. If not, that's okay. You can write it now. And your last tricky word is your. 5 seconds on the clock. Write the word your. Your is spelled Y-O-U-R. Your. If you missed any of the words, you can practice writing them from the screen. Next, we're going to look at a new story from our grand reader. Let's see what we have today. Today, we have the story King and Queen. King and Queen is on page 60. In the story Fuzz and Mel, Gran told Josh and Jen a tale to help them fall asleep. Today, they will hear another one of Gran's tales, this time about a king and a queen. Before we read, here are a few vocabulary words. The first word is slop. Slop is food that is messy and not so good to eat. Our second word is odd. Odd is something that's unusual or strange. The third phrase is sulk and mope. To sulk and mope means to be quiet and pout, like when you're upset or unhappy. The last one is another phrase, drift off to sleep. To drift off to sleep just means to fall asleep. Listen carefully to learn about what happens in Gran's tale of a king and a queen. Remember, you can read along with me to practice your reading too. Let's get started. King and Queen. Gran, Josh says, will you tell us a tale? Yes, says Jen. Tell the one where you had to scare off the mad hog. No, says Josh. Tell the one where you were on that ship in the wind and waves. I will tell you a tale I made up, says Gran. This is a tale of a king and his queen. Remember, this is a tale, so it's a story that she's telling them. Once there was a queen who felt sad. All she did was sulk and mope. Remember, we said sulk and mope means to be kind of quiet and pout when you're not really happy. The king felt sad that his wife was so sad. He made eggs to cheer up the queen, but the queen said the eggs had a bad smell. The king made a cake, but the queen did not like it. The king made gumdrops, but the queen did not like them. By this time, the king was not sad. He was mad. He went back to the stove and made a pot of green slop. Remember, we said slop was something that was messy and not really something you wanted to eat. There, the king said, this slop is not fit to feed pigs. The queen will hate it, but so what? The king piled some slop on a plate. Then he gave the plate to the queen. The queen had a bite. She said, this is the best. The king did not think she was going to like it, but did she? She did like the slop. Did she like the green slop? Jen asked. Yup, says Gran. That was an odd tale, says Jen. Odd but fun, says Josh. Gran tucks the kids in. Then Josh and Jen drift off to sleep. Remember, odd means strange. Was this a strange tale? It was kind of a strange tale. It wasn't what I expected to happen. How does the queen feel at the beginning of the story? At the beginning of the story, she's really sad. What does she do that shows she's sad? Remember, we said that she was sulking and moping. That means that she just was kind of quiet and she was pouting, maybe making like a sad face. Why do you think she feels this way? She might have been hungry because she did end up eating. Or maybe she wasn't sure what she wanted. What does the king try to do to cheer up the queen? Oh, he makes her a couple of different things. Let's go back and look. At first, the king made eggs. Did that work? No, she didn't like the smell. Then he made a cake. Did that work? No, she didn't like the cake either. Then he made some gumdrops. Did the queen like the gumdrops? She did not. Then what did the king do? That's when he made the pot of green slop. Does he think that the queen is going to like this green slop? No, he says, I don't think she's going to like it. But he was mad now because she didn't like anything he was making. What do Josh and Jen do after listening to another one of Gran's tales? That's right, they drifted off to sleep. Do you think Gran enjoys telling the tales? I think she does. Why do you think she might like to tell tales? It seems like she really enjoys spending time with her grandchildren. And also, she has a lot of adventures and stories up in her head that she remembers. The last thing we've got to do for today is pausing point page 34. This is what it looks like. And you'll have to fill in the blanks with the tricky words from the box. We practiced these tricky words. Now use them to fill in the blanks for these sentences. If you use the Google form, you can choose the word that fits. That's all we've got for today. Great work, and I'll see you tomorrow.